Hello and welcome to Dreams of Wings, and welcome here to Inverness Airport, where we're going to be taking a flight in this beautiful Andras Meridian Airlines Cessna 414 from Inverness here to Sumburgh. This is part of my flying that I do just really to try and do something a bit different. So I have my warbird flying and doing a bit of sightseeing in some GA aircraft, and then once in a while I fly air taxis for Andras Meridian. They are a fantastic virtual airline, well worth taking a look at if you're interested in a virtual airline that's got a huge breadth of aircraft types, lots of routes around the world, fantastic bunch of people, and they very kindly let me fly my air taxis around Scotland, which is about as far as I want to go really with this sort of thing. I'm not interested in flying airliners, but I do love the challenge of flying passengers around in a little aircraft like this in some beautiful country. So we're here in the Flysimware C414AW Chancellor. It's an aircraft that I haven't got a huge amount of experience of. I've done a lot of, I've done some kind of quick hops in it just to get a feel for it. I have done a couple of flights for AMA in it, but what I'm going to do in this flight is for the first time really try and get into a bit more depth, especially with doing things like flight planning and even flying a procedure. At this stage I should say that mistakes will be made. This is certainly not a tutorial, and it's just there for a bit of fun. So sit back, get a brew, and enjoy the flight. Okay, so here we go. We have got some paid customers who want to get going. So let's try not to spend too much time on the ground messing about. We will be following a procedure, but I'm going to try and keep it as short as I possibly can, really, just so that we can get going. Now, I tried this flight just before. I had some technical difficulties, so we're starting from a slightly unusual state, and there's a couple of things that I do want to show you, so I might have to change a few things. Anyway, so let's start off with fuel. Now, according to the sheet, the briefing document, this aircraft has started off with 63 kilograms of fuel already on board. So we need to wind this back down till we've got 63, and then we're kind of setting it back to, okay, 62, yeah, 60. It's not easy to get fine adjustments in this. 62 will stay there. So this is as it is when we actually get into the aeroplane after the last pilot that flew it, which was me, of course. Hence, yeah. Anyway, that's what the empty coffee cup was doing on the passenger seat. So we need for the actual flight itself, we need 104 kilograms. Obviously, we play it safe. We always make sure we've got a bit extra. So I'm going to make sure in total we've got 160 kilograms, in which case we're going to be loading 98 kilograms. So let's just get our 160 nom nom. Here we go. Try and even it out a bit. Let me just let's look in. Let's cancel head tracking. There we go. Look at that. Bang on. Right. Okay. So we've got the right fuel that we want. That's fine. We will be setting up the flight computer over here, which is the bit that might be a little bit fiddly once we do that, but that's something that we need to do. Our passengers, we're going to get everyone on. Now, this is slightly unusual in that FS Airlines thinks this aircraft can carry more than the tablet says, so we do have to just adjust that a little bit. Do you see the nose went up there when who was it? Jake, who's 81 kilograms, got in the back. Steady on, Jake. And we will put Cindy with a tablet, give her something to watch. So that's the people loaded. Let's have a quick look at our balances. So you can see the C&G is out of limit. The most we can carry is 636 kilograms as a payload, so we need to add a bit more. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back to HAR, and we're going to stick some stuff in the nose locker. which should help to balance that out. And where does that leave us now? Yeah, so we're within the limits as far as the CFG goes. We can probably get a little bit more weight on, so let's go for... let's have a look. Put some stuff in the avionics bay. See where that brings us out. So yeah, we're just slightly over our weight now, so we will... where was the avionics bay? Take something out of there. We're looking, there we go. So yeah, we're just underneath it. So fuel is good. Passengers and baggage are good. Passengers are on board. How are we doing? Everyone's cool? Yeah, they're looking thrilled. You should be. Sumburgh's nice. Right. Okay, so we've done that. We'll go back to this page here, and now I'm going to close everything up. Get the animations and the nice noises as well. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that because that gets in the way. Just trying to think, is there anything else I need to do here? I don't think so. No, that's all good. Okay, right, so I'll leave that there. And now we'll just do a quick check. Our parking brake is on. That's all tickety-boo. We haven't got any switches on, do we? No, everything is fine there. None of our mags are on. None of our pumps are on. That's good. No. Okay, so let's now go for battery on. Quick look around. Check the fuel. Fuel's good. You see here, this is our computer, which is going to be wrong. So we need to... Actually, let's do that now. Okay, so I am looking at having 34.8 or 34.4, I think we'll have to do in this. Actually, no, we'll go 34, play on the safe side. I've got to get 34 gallons into this, and this is obviously completely wrong. Now, the only way you can zero it, from what I can see, is, let's look in, click that, is we are going to pretend we're adding some fuel. There we go. And then we enter, we've added some fuel, and now we're going to go battery off. That will then, when we go battery back on, that will put it in its pre-flight start. No, I'll tell you what I did wrong. Oh, I better have to do that again. We then have to press test. And then, yeah, now it's zeroed. So that's how you zero it. And then what did I say? We want to put 34 in there. So we will go back to, that would be fill up as if we were going on a full tank, which we're not. We're trying to save the company a bit of money. And we want, what did I say, 34 we're going to put in. 30. Crazy, I'm learning to use a head tracking freeze button because it is a lot easier. So it's asking us to verify, yeah, that's what we want. And there we go, 34 gallons remaining. Okay, that's good. So let's just come out of that. Okay, so we've done that. We've set our fuel computer. Okay, so now we can look at starting up. So let's get some lights on just to let everyone know that we're going to be doing something. Don't need to worry about anything here just yet. We want props fully forward. Mixture is rich. Gear unlocked. We need to make sure the gear lever is down. That's never a good idea to have that. That's because when I had my technical difficulties just before, my gear was up and I hadn't checked that. So just as well we spotted that now because that could have been messy. Let's get the alternators on and we'll go for a start. So quick check here. We need, there we go. Both on mains. That's good. That's good. Pumps on low.
Clear prop.
Thank you, that's my job. He's already done it, so I'm not going to embarrass myself by doing it again. Let's get a bit of prime. Quick check over here. Yeah, everything's where it should be. And let's go for a start. Good start. Check over here. Oil pressure's good. Let's bring that down. Okay, yeah, happy with that. And let's do the same for the right. Prime it. And let's go for a start. Good start. Oil pressure's fine. That's looking okay. There we go, and we will just let that warm up a little bit. Pull those back a tad. Okay. Right, anything I need to do down here? No, I think we're quite happy with that. Okay, let's get rid of that that screen now. Don't think we need anything else, do we? I've done all of those bits, so let's get rid of that for the time being. Okay, avionics on, and what we'll do is we will quickly put in our flight plan. There we go. So we are starting off. Come on. There we go. So we're starting off at EGPE. I said, oh, there it goes. Bit of a lag there. So it's gone to Inverness, which is where we are, which is where we want it to. Set destination, which is EG. Is it PB? PB. PB. Sumburgh. There we go. That's good. And then we want to put our first waypoint in, which is Bonby. This is the PMS 50 GTN 750, if anyone's wondering. And then we will put in our next waypoint, which is WIK, Wick. There we go. Okay, so that's all there. So we've got a flight plan, we've got fuel, we've got passengers. Everything is tickety-boo there. What are our T's and P's? They are doing fine. We're going to cruise at the weather. Just having a quick look at the moment is we've got a few at 3,000 feet. So I think what we'll do is we're going to cruise at 6. I don't want to be too high because we want to see what's going on the ground. There we go. That's good. Okay. Right, quick look around. Oh, what's the QFE? QFE is 1011, so we'll just adjust that. Right, everything else is fine. We don't need to worry about pressurization because we're not going high enough. That's all fine, that's all fine. We'll put the taxi light on now because we're going to start doing some taxiing. I'm going to put the Heato heat and the stall warner heat on as well, and that should have been open. Had we been doing a proper checklist we would have noticed that, so I've opened the cowl flaps now. A bit counterintuitive, you push them in to open and you pull them out to close. Right, let's get taxiing. Hold on. I need to start the FS Airlines client. There we go. Should have really done that right at the start, just when we were boarding and loading people up, but because I am doing this the second time round, unfortunately, stupidly, I missed that. Okay, let's make sure that's off again. Reset that. Let's go. Just trying to get it round this tight. There we go. That's it. You keep going. There we go. Right, don't come walking over here, sunshine. check the brakes, they're working. Quick look around, that's fine. Close that and put that onto GPS, which is what we're going to be wanting to use. So see, our fuel computer doesn't take the fuel level from the fuel tanks. That's why we have to manually input it, but it does, you know, very accurately calculate how much we're using. So that's quite a handy little thing. Okay, let's just bring around here and we'll stop there and we'll do a quick run up. So we want parking brake on, RPM up to 1700. Back a bit, back a bit, back a bit. There we go. Right, suction's good. Alternators are working as we would hope. That's absolutely fine. Do a quick mag check. I'll just lock the air tracking there. Right, let's have a look. Bring that back a little bit, we're a little bit too high. That's okay. That's okay, drop is fine. Okay, that's all good. And let's take it back onto track R. Keep saying track R, it's not. It's Grass Monkey King Puck I'm using now. There we go. Everything's looking good. Okay, back down. Bring the RPM back down. We now need to take the. We need to extend the landing light. Turn off the taxi light. Everything's tickety-boo there. Quick look on the outside. We should see our landing lights down. There they go. Landing lights, there we go. Now they've come on. Brilliant. They're a little slow to come down. They're not sort of, it's not a case of press the or flick the switch and down they come. So that's just something we have to be wary of. Nothing coming. No. Around, everything's where it should be. Just going to adjust the trim slightly. Trim for takeoff, but not too much. Nice lineup, please. Okay. A quick look around, everything's looking fine. T's and P's. Quick look down here. Fuel is where it's meant to be. Nothing untoward is happening over here. Okay, let's go. Vehicle crossing the runway. Not a very good time to do that, sir. You'll be reported. A little bit keen to go up there. Must remember that. I'm not sure if that's just a getting the right trim setting. It's funny. Oh, I know what it is. Of course. I was just going to say I've not really seen that much, but of course it's because I'm probably fully laden, and that will be the way the centre of gravity is working. Of course. So that's obviously nicely implemented in the sim. A lot of the flying I've done with this has been when it's empty. I've done a couple of flights for AMA with passengers on board. But by sheer luck, I've not seen that before. But that's just, that's just a basic, really, isn't it? If you've got a lot of weight, we could already see from when we were loading the aircraft that the centre of gravity was within limits, but pretty far back. So of course the nose is going to be more inclined to want to weak up. Okay, so seeing as everything is looking so nice, because we can do it with this aircraft, why don't we put the autopilot on? So let's go for nav, vertical speed, that's fine, and boom. It's just turning us back onto course. Don't worry folks, that's the autopilot that's winging the aircraft round. I wouldn't do that. Well, let's retract the landing light. I'm sure because this is a landing light that flaps down into the air, there's probably a speed by which a maximum speed for it, but I'm not sure what that is, but we will sort that out. So there you go, you've got Loch Ness down there. Can't really see it, but it's over off in that distance. Coming over now to the Cromarty Firth. The oil rigs down there. They come here for maintenance and all that kind of thing. We look around, how's everything doing? Good. So while we're here, now that we're in flight mode on here, if I click the function, so it tells us the litres that are remaining, and it tells us the time that we've got left as well at the current rate, and tells you what we've used. Still climbing nicely. Altitude alert just going off there. Lean a little bit. There we go. I do love this kind of flying. What I tend to do is at the weekend I will load up one of these flights, and like I have now, as you would in the real world, put it onto autopilot. And then maybe watch something on Netflix or something like that while I'm monitoring the aircraft. And it's just a different way of using the simulator. At the end of the day, quite often with these things we're looking for a reason to fly, and sometimes you want to fly but you don't always want to be hands-on the whole time because you're doing something else, or you just want to relax and not, for example, fly, I don't know, aerobatics in warbirds. So that's where something like this really comes in. And with the airline system, if you want to progress up, you can do, and you can go onto the heavier jets. It really is a great VA, great bunch of people, and you can really do what you want to do in terms of what you want to fly. Just coming back to cruise now, so that's 31 inches and 2,300 RPM. Let's have the prop sync on, and we can have the fuel pumps off now. Everything else looking fine. Everything okay there? That's good. We're just turning onto the next waypoint now, heading over to Wick. So interesting, this is doing that funny kind of autopilot thing where it's stopped at 5,900 instead of 6,000 feet. Oh no, I think that's just because we were in the turn. It's kind of correcting itself now. So that's looking good. And it's now at 6,000 feet. One of the things that happened to me when I did the previous flight where I had technical issues was at one point, and I don't know why, I was messing about doing some views, and when I got back into the cockpit, the autopilot altitude hold had actually turned off and the aircraft was climbing. So I'm not quite sure how that happened, but I'm going to make damn sure I don't do that again. So again, quick look around, everything's cool. It looks like we are nicely, and just going to, yeah, there we go. Just ease that in a bit. Interested to see what this says. So, what have we got? 47.9 nautical miles. Not really used this much before. Let's get that. So it's saying time remaining now 1 hour and 11 minutes. I don't think this crosses them over, does it? Okay, it does. It does. Let's have a play with this. I'm going to change that to where is it? It's down here somewhere. Estimated time to destination. There we go. So 58. So according to this, there's not much in it really. Not much in it, so it'll be interesting to see how that actually pans out. We're seeing, okay, there it goes, it started climbing. At some point it started climbing. See, we've already gone over 7,000 feet. So let's go back to there. We've still got 6,000 feet set there. I'm going to try and experiment, see if I can figure out where that happened. What was I saying? Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see how that actually pans out. We have got 19 minutes between oh, it's kind of changing now because our speed is picking up a bit. Let's come back on the throttle a little. But yeah, so it's kind of cutting it a little bit fine, but I'd be interested to see where that actually ends up. So it's coming back down again. A little bit of turbulence there. So 6,000, and it's gone through 6,000, but it's now correcting itself, so we can come back on the power back to 31 inches. Okay. I wonder wonder what triggered that to change. I started messing about with this, didn't I? Let's see. See if I can get it to trigger again. So back, click on that. Yeah. No, I don't quite know what caused that, but definitely keep an eye on that now. So we've got our cruise settings are fine, our mixture's fine, T's and P's are fine, fuel is looking fine, everything is okay down here. Good in the back, they're loving it. Look at that, look at that face. That's a face who is contemplating the beauty of the Scottish Highlands as we fly over. Still keeping an eye on that naughty little autopilot. Let's wind out our second Garmin, just so we get a better idea of where we are. Beautiful out there, isn't it? Do you know one of the great things about flight simming is there are so many different things you can do. For example, with Andras Meridian, if you wanted to, you can fly the big jets. You can go onto the, onto the big passenger liners, or you can fly this sort of thing. And they're very patient with me because I've got no ambition to fly passenger jets and that sort of thing. You can see how my patience starts running out with a small little fuel computer like that. So I, unfortunately, and it's my loss, don't have the patience to start dealing with complicated FMCs and all that sort of thing. But with Andras Meridian you can do that, you can work your way up to that, or they'll let you do the kind of thing I do, which is just beautiful. I love doing these little air taxi routes in such beautiful scenery as well. And I'm kind of new to the Cessna 414. I was flying the Bonanza, the V35B Bonanza before, and I've moved on to the Twin, and kind of getting used to flying a new aircraft with different systems in it. And of course, because we're in Microsoft Flight Simulator as well, instead of P3D, slightly different behaviours, different quirks, things that we have to get used to. Just looking at the time now, that's quite interesting. So it's saying 41 minutes to destination, and we've got an hour and 5 minutes time left. So already that's gone out now to almost 29 minutes that we've got now. That's not right. 19 minutes, idiot. So that's already extending. We're nicely leaned out. Everything else is looking good. Quick look around. So yeah, Flight Sim was talking about all the different things you can do. Yeah, I love the fact that if you want to, like I do most of the time, you can fly warbirds, and every now and again I can jump into something like this and learn something new. As I say, I'm not really interested in going onto the big airliners, but I would like to learn to operate this sort of thing better, and doing these kind of flights will certainly help with that, where we've got a few more complicated systems like the fuel computer and that sort of thing, and doing some more complicated flight planning. I still don't go into it in the same depth that I know a lot of people do, but yeah, I think it's always interesting to do that, and when it's just so damn gorgeous outside as well. It's a nice time of day to be flying. So we're flying, I didn't even look to see where the clock was in this. Is it over there? It's staring me in the face somewhere, isn't it? Yeah, if it is, I can't see it. It's probably this thing over here, which I have not used. But anyway, it was, so we started off kind of round about 5 o'clock-ish, so not quite sun going down, but we're starting to see that change in the landscape slightly. I always think dawn and dusk are really nice, beautiful times to fly, but I'll be honest with you, I didn't really fancy doing a dusk or night flight into Sumburgh with passengers on board for AMA, and I don't think AMA would be all that impressed if I tried to do that. It would be rather silly of me. So how are we looking now? 39 minutes. So probably a good time to mention we have a Discord. If you're not part of it already, I'll put a link down below. Please do come over and join, say hello. We post screenshots, we talk aeroplanes, we talk warbirds, we talk GA, good banter, really nice bunch of people, you know, good Discord community. A large chunk of it is all about what the people are like, and it is really is a nice community there. Different levels, got some real expertise in there as well. Sometimes do group flights, and also there's a section in there if you're looking to fly with other people but you're not quite sure how to set that up. There is a group flight section where if you're at a loose end and you want to fly with someone, then you can just post in there, you know, I'm going up at Duxford in half an hour, anyone want to join, that kind of thing. And if anyone's free, they'll come along and they'll fly with you. So that is there for you as well. So please do consider joining the Discord. And cheesy plug about to happen, but if you are enjoying this at all and you think you'd like to see more and you're not already subscribed, please do click the subscribe button and click the bell notification button to make sure that you get to see notifications of all the new stuff as and when it comes out. End of cheesy plug. I hate doing that, but sometimes you've got to do it, do you know what I mean? It's always nice when you get people subscribing. This, I don't monetize this channel, so I'm not making money off it. But it's just nice to know that you are on the right track and that people want to watch, and it helps the channel grow, and that's what it's about really. So that's why every now and again it's worth asking the question. Plus at this stage I'm not far off 3,000 subscribers, so I'm looking to bust that 3,000 subscriber mark. Yeah, I'm just going to stop talking about subscribing now because I hate doing it, it's cheesy. So, everything looking good, yeah, we're still at 6,000, the autopilot hasn't done anything silly. I really don't know what triggered it to do that before, but that's the second time it's lost the altitude hold function, it's gone off on its own accord. We seem to have figured that out now, so it's not doing it again. Speed is nice, everything else is looking good. We're purely following the magenta line at the moment, so we've not got any VORs plugged in. Could have actually really got the, oh we still can, 113.6. go. That's the wick VOR plugged in now. I'm actually going to put it over here, come to think of it. I don't really want to change the nav mode. Oh, of course it's going to do that, isn't it? Mind you, this will be nav 2. Yeah, there we go. So nav 2 and it's changed over here. So let's have a wee look at this. See if we can get our radial. I think we should be on about 5.1. Yeah, so that's ish right. So wick is down below us. So just checking the time now. Coming up to 30 minutes remaining, and according to the fuel computer we got let's try that again, 55 minutes remaining. So interesting how that changes once you get into a nice cruise configuration. You can see how that evens out a little bit. So I guess that's one of those things where you're going to kind of take notice of it more when you are in the cruise. Look, we're climbing. What triggered that? What triggered the climb? See, I've not pressed the button. Right, I'm going to see if I can mimic that. What did I do? I looked over there. I pressed the if I've got a conflict between my, no, because that wasn't taking the autopilot off, was it? I was just going to say, I wonder if I've got a conflict between the key that I've got set up to freeze the head tracking and the autopilot. Well, we can test it once it levels off. Never had that happen before though in another aircraft, so not quite sure what's causing it. Okay, so we've leveled off again. Let's see. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. I've got a key conflict set up with my freezing the track IR. Keep saying track IR, it's not track IR. Head tracking. Okay. So I need to have a look at that afterwards. See what that button is. Which I've say I've not seen that in another aircraft, but it must be somewhere it has been set up as a I don't know. We cancel autopilot. Let's see what it does on the display. Sorry viewer, watching me experimenting here. We've not got much else to do, seeing as the autopilot is, well, allegedly flying the aeroplane. So let's let her level out again and then we'll see what we can do. How are we doing in the back? Good? Yeah. Yeah, they're very quiet. I think they're still contemplating the beauty of what we're doing, especially now that we're over water. That's not bad. Okay, ready to experiment again. So I'm going to press the same key press that I used to freeze the head tracking. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it changes the autopilot display. Okay, definitely need to have a look at that. And must remember not to use that button again. Oh, I've got to press it now so I'm freezing. There we go. Yeah, and it's gone and done it again. I know what it is. I know what it is. Okay, I use the go around button on the honeycomb as my track IR, and I've realised what it's doing now. I presume when it changes to GA, that's because it's gone into go around mode. But I thought I'd set it up in the controls that didn't happen. But anyway, that's something I need to look at. Reminded to self, oh sorry, I was just putting my coffee over on the table there and realised that in doing so I yanked my head in the sim over, so that probably was a little bit nasty for you. So what have we got now? 24 minutes to go, 77 nautical miles, not too bad. I wonder what the weather at Sumburgh is. Let me say, come here, EG, B. That's fine. So, okay. Wind is 12 knots from 100. Visibility is fine. A few clouds at 4,800, so it's 12 knots from 100. So just have a quick look over here at the map. Okay, so take 09. Seems like the sensible thing to do. Have we got any procedures in this? I've got the free version of this, so I'm not sure what we've got actually set up. Let's see on the map menu. Flight plan. It's been so long since I've done this, I'm trying to remember. Loaded procedure, approach. Have we got any? Yeah. So we'll do a, what did I say? Do a VOR on 9. Loaded approach and activated just yet. I really am an amateur when it comes to this sort of thing. So we'll load it because we don't know activated just yet. And then I guess that's what we, hello, why are we turning? Have I got to mess something up in doing that? Back and have a look. Just keep an eye on that. So yeah, doing procedures is not something I really do a great deal of, so we will do it just for a bit of fun. What I will do is, where's the VOR? It's the 117.35. 735. I've got no charts. you know what, this really is amateur hour when it comes to this sort of thing, isn't it? Those people that do a lot of this must be absolutely horrified that I'm doing a VOR approach and I haven't got a chart. I'm just going to be relying on the Garmin really to tell me. How embarrassing. Still, as long as the passengers in the back are still feeling quite confident that they're in safe hands, then, you know, that's absolutely fine. I'm happy with that. If we've got our procedure marked on here. Yeah, it is. Let's have a quick look. Oh, that's why it altered a little bit, didn't it? Wow. So we're going to be following that. Okay. And I guess these are all points at which we'd be checking radials and doing all that sort of thing. But because Muggins here hasn't got a chart, not entirely sure what we'll be doing, but anyway, that should bring us in nicely. Bring the ground T's and P's, good, fuel is good. No issues there, plenty of fuel. Happy with everything else. Right, let's start bit of a descent now. So we're going to dial in, we'll bring it down to 3,000 initially. One back on the old throttle. Fair roll just off the nose over there. It's another place that I fly into sometimes for AMA. Love these little islands up here. Flying over water sometimes can get a bit tiresome because you haven't really got any scenery to look at, but it's lovely when you see these little islands, especially flying into them. So you can see we've got some information down here now that we've actually got a VOR selected on our nav1. Just double checking that actually that I have got the right frequency. Yeah. And what I will also do, oh, get out of the way, is just get this set up so it'll be 089 we'll be looking at, which is pretty much there-ish. Sorry, I keep looking up there because I'm looking at my little nav map. Right, let's wind this out again and see where we are in relation to our procedures. fine. I was getting a bit paranoid there because I heard the altitude alert beep go off, but it wasn't because I'd pressed the wrong button. It was because it was just announcing that we're nearly at 3,000, which is absolutely fine. I quite like the way sea is represented in this sim. Let's just jump outside. Yeah, I think that looks quite nice. You see the white caps. Has a nice texture to it, a nice flow. Looks quite realistic. I also quite like how you can see in the distance there you're getting that change of surface appearance, which could be down to shadow, it could be down to a change in wind in real life anyway. You know, a sort of a wind squall or something that's just changing the surface of it. But I quite like that, it looks quite good. So how are we doing? We've levelled off at 3,000. I wonder. Bear with me. I'm just wondering what altitude I should be arriving. Ah, what's that? No. Oh, okay, I understand. So 2,100 really. So let's do that. Start descending. Off on the power a bit. As I say, I do apologise if this is something you do a lot of and you're thinking, good God man, what are you trying to do? I do apologise. I am kind of new to trying to fly procedures like this. It's something, it is a bit of a weakness of mine that I don't do more of that sort of thing, and it's something that I should work on really. But this is how I kind of like learning. It's kind of learning on the way. Now that can't be right, so it's saying that at that waypoint we need to be at 145 feet. Either, yeah, maybe maybe I'm reading that incorrectly. maybe that's not what that means. Another thing to learn. That's the great thing about doing a flight like this. Again, those of you that do this all the time will be thinking, oh, for God's sake, it's XYZ. I don't really use this much for procedures. Well, let's face it, I hardly use it for procedures, as you can probably tell. And this is a great way of learning by, if anything, learning by mistakes. But that's certainly something I need to check on. Logically, that doesn't seem to make any sense to me. But then maybe that's just because I'm reading it incorrectly. I don't know why that would say 145 feet altitude. Next waypoint 145 feet altitude. The next one 2,100 feet. Unless no, I don't get it. I don't get it. I'll look it up. Or if any of you experts out there are looking at that and you can see an error, let me know. As they say, you should always read the manual. Is everyone all right in the back? Yes, excellent. Just out of interest, if that is so at Foxtrot Delta 09, 2,100 feet and then 70 feet, so let's have a look, see where Foxtrot Delta 09 is. Where we start our descent. True. Okay. Okay. We will go with that. Passengers in the back don't mind. They knew what they were doing when they had to sign the special insurance waiver. Nothing to worry about, folks. To the first waypoint. There's Sumburgh over there. Let's come back a little bit on the throttle now. Okay, let's see what it's doing now. So the GPS is now showing the next leg, and of course the autopilot is going to keep us flying on. And yeah, so we're doing the left turn now. So the autopilot is doing a nice job of flying this procedure for us. Quite happy with that. Quite a novelty, this. Have some more coffee. But look, no co-pilot to tell me what I'm doing wrong. Still plenty of fuel left, and we're doing okay for our oh no, let's not do that. We're doing okay in the tanks and everything. Right, a couple of things we are going to do. Let's have a quick look. Descent checklist. We've set the should have done that a little bit before, but we'll set the pumps to low. Don't need to worry about the cabin controls and that sort of thing. Cowl flaps are closed. Don't need to worry about oxygen and that kind of stuff. Okay. Tell you what I will do. Now, interestingly, here we go on this checklist. What does it say? Landing lights as required on. So I guess at this point in the manual, it's not really talking, or the checklist, it's not really saying anything about the speed. So we're going to dangle those landing lights right now. So altitude is still 2,100 feet. Let's have a quick look at the QFE at where's it gone? I'll have to do that again, aren't I? What did I say? EGPB. EGPB is 1019. So again, should have really have done that a bit further out, and then we would have been a little bit more accurate because we are a little bit low, sorry, high. So we need to adjust that down. Sumburgh ATC saying, what is that idiot doing? What a plonker. Passengers in the back don't need to know that. As far as they know, this is the best GA pilot they've ever had. Let's go back to our That's interesting. Gallons remaining is now a negative figure. Okay, something obviously not working quite right there. Why has that suddenly changed so much? Hours remaining 1 hour 12. Gallons remaining minus 8.5. We've got plenty. Strange. Right, time to switch on. So we're going to come right back now on the throttle. Props fully forward, mixture fully rich. Let's disengage the autopilot. Out the yaw damper as well. Do not fret. Gear down. Quite a strong wind at the moment, 23 knots from 125 at the moment, acting on us. One touch of flat. Lovely out there. Don't you worry about that, sunshine, you just concentrate on flying. Let's just dial this in a bit. Light at the moment, it's a little bit tricky to make out the runway. I know where it should be, and I think I can see a blob that might be it, but we'll just keep it as it is here at the moment. We're descending a little bit too much there, I think. There's the runway, I can see it now. That makes things a whole lot easier. So it's an interesting approach, this. Following the VOR, which I guess makes sense. The VOR is over there, the runway is there, so it is a little bit offset. It's a little bit like the ILS here. The ILS is offset a little bit. Right, let's come back a bit more. Right, let's have a quick look around. Everything's good. A bit more flappage. We're now visual with the runway, so we can start looking at that. Let's trim it a bit more. Now the thing with flying for the VA is that with the FS Airlines client running, if we do a bad landing, then it's going to count against us. If we do a landing that passes muster, then we will get a round of applause. Although that lot in the back have not moved a muscle. Have you noticed that? They have not moved a muscle. Amazing. They must be just transfixed. Now this is probably a good time or a little bit slow, I think. I kind of felt we were flying a bit slow then. I wasn't sure what the numbers were, so I've just had a look at that. So let's correct, give it a little bit more beans. We're a little bit low. Come back on course. This is Orbeck, Sumburgh. Lovely little airport. Still a little bit low, but that's okay. Tiny bit of turbulence here. Let's correct for that. Bumpy runway as well. Taking us a little bit. Okay. So they weren't too bothered by that. Right, let's have a quick look because I need to work out where the taxiways are on here. Work on here? Yeah, I think we're going to have to turn around. Okay, so we're a little aircraft, so we can do a quick scoosh. There we go. That's interesting. The windsock is going that way. So the windsock is pointing in the opposite direction to the direction of the wind. Interesting. Right, let's do a bit of housekeeping. Flaps up. So we really were running quite low with the fuel there. You can see we've got low fuel lights coming on. The company will be no doubt impressed at how much money I've saved them when we filled up in Inverness. Actually, they're probably just laughing their socks off, wondering how on earth I managed to get that so low. We're not going to go over to the main terminal building because we are just a little GA aircraft. We will go over here. Look around, nothing silly happening across here. And we'll come up here where the helicopters are. And here's that kind of funny little ground handling that you get, ever so sensitive. On a brake, and let's bring her in. And then we'll bring her around. And there we go. Bit more, please. There we go. Should have switched the prop phasing off before, just in case anyone has noticed that and is about to write a comment. Okay, right. That's the little ding to tell us that the FS Airlines app has noted that we've ended the flight, so let's just shut her down. Okay. Should have retracted that before. Everything off there. Everything is good. And let's just checking there's nothing else that needs doing. There's power. Oh, avionics. Again, honestly, rushing the close down. I should turn the avionics off before I turn the engine off. Right. There we go. Well, thanks ever so much for joining me on this flight. Hope you enjoyed it. Some beautiful scenery, and I can heartily recommend Andras Meridian as a VA if you're looking to get involved with a virtual airline. Good bunch of blokes and some fantastic routes. So anyway, hope to see you again on the channel soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.